Gotham's criminal underworld has no shortage of flamboyant villains, but few are as obsessively methodical or as dangerously clever as the Riddler.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Riddler, no.
If you ain't...
Welcome back, YouTube, and thanks for tuning in to Comic Statues Unleashed. Today, we have a paradox of a situation. Sideshow Collectibles has finally, after years of collectors begging, produced the missing villain, and despite what they long thought, this guy is a hit.
Oh, well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
Draped in emerald green and armed not with brute strength, but with a razor-sharp intellect, Edward Nygma thrives on the art of the puzzle. To him, crime isn't about chaos or greed. It's a contest of wits, a performance, and every riddle left behind is both an invitation and a taunt to the Dark Knight.
That is a stumper.
This premium format statue from Sideshow Collectibles captures that obsession in 3 dimensions. The poised stance, the infamous cane, and the subtle smirk that suggests he already knows the answer.
Is the answer a small boy's Sunday trousers?
No.
Is it Invisalign braces?
For real, what do you even see in the sky?
Honestly, I don't know right now.
Is it a bag of steel-cut oats?
As it rotates before us, take a moment to appreciate the duality of this piece. Elegance on the surface, but beneath it lies compulsion, ego, and madness. Because with the Riddler, the question has never been if he'll strike again, but whether Batman can solve the puzzle in time.
Here's the type of riddle I love. First among Green Lanterns, but last on Hawkman's wing. Never seen with Superman or Batman. What's the thing?
It's the letter G.
Gee, I should have seen that one coming.
Now, let's get into it. And don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all the upcoming killer statues on deck.
Ha! Why does Wonder Woman like to play board games?
Easy. Because she grew up on Paradise Island.
But first, a little backstory on this inquisitive character. The Riddler made his first debut in Detective Comics number 140 back in 1948, meaning he's been outsmarting Batman for more than 75 years at this point. Though most fans know him as Edward Nygma, his surname has also appeared as Edward Nashton in several stories, including some modern adaptations. In the infamous storyline Batman Zero Year, Riddler manages to shut Gotham down entirely, turning the whole city into his personal puzzle box. His trademark green represents cunning and envy, while purple adds a regal, mysterious undertone, colors chosen to reflect his mindset. Contrary to other villains like Bane or Killer Croc, Riddler rarely fights with his fists. His real weapons are his brains and his ability to manipulate others into playing along in his games. He's not just leaving riddles for fun. Psychologists in universe often describe it as a compulsive disorder. He literally can't resist giving Batman a chance to solve his crimes. Further to that, his bowler hat and cane aren't just props, they're nods to the gentleman criminal archetype, giving him a style that's equal parts class and chaos. He has appeared in nearly every major Batman adaptation, from Frank Gorshin's campy 1960s performance to Paul Dano's chilling take in The Batman. So regardless of your take, whether you see him as a compulsive criminal, a criminal mastermind, or Gotham's trickster philosopher, the Riddler remains one of Batman's most enduring challenges.
Hold on. What?
Starting the unboxing, we have the 360 of the brilliantly colored art box depicting the statue inside. Now, without further ado, let's dive into it, and I can share with you what it feels like when you upgrade your collection.
Arise, Rodimus Prime. Optimus. No.
Once inside, we see we only have one layer with a couple nicely wrapped pieces. Unwrapped, we get our first glimpse of all the pieces. Lifting up the base, we have the base art, or the Sideshow Certificate of Authenticity. I have number 17 of only 1,000 worldwide total pieces. An unusually low edition if you ask me.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
This base isn't just about aesthetics, it captures the duality of Riddler's nature. Polished on the surface, dangerous underneath. The industrial decay, gas drums, generators, chains, they all symbolize trapped intellect and looming destruction.
What kind of art does Aquaman prefer?
Watercolor.
The coloring and sculpt of this are on point and really capture the essence of this sinister piece. Both hands serve as an extension of his persona. One hand holding the iconic riddle symbolizes control and mystery, his ever-present tool of intimidation and puzzle setting. The sculpt note itself is beautifully finished with tactile paint applications that contrast against his matte suit. The other hand is expressive as it clutches an exquisite detonator. The sculpture captured fine anatomical details, the veins, the knuckle folds, even the tension in his fingers, that add realism and intensity. Together, the hands frame the Riddler not just as a static figure, but as a character mid-performance, confident and taunting. Turning the right hand over, we see a nice little Easter egg here, with a secret message that only a genius like Batman could ever decipher.
He wrote, the number 8, equal sign, 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 capital D. Oh, I see what this is. This is a...
Yep.
Here's a little cleaner look for the note he has for the Batman. I love the attention to detail here. Really adds to the piece. Every accessory and auxiliary piece has been carefully manicured and mindfully positioned to evoke a feeling of unease with this piece. The chains secure the explosives, while his question mark cane rests alongside him. The props associated with it, like the Wayne Tower blueprints and the security screens, reveal this is a personal vendetta, not just a puzzle for Gotham, but a challenge aimed directly at Bruce Wayne. Now, let's zoom in on one of my favorite parts of the base, the monitors. Each screen feels alive, like Riddler is constantly watching Gotham, plotting his next devious puzzle. You can see the tiny symbols and question marks flickering across the screens, perfectly painted to catch the light just right. The glow from these monitors doesn't just highlight the base, it illuminates Riddler's himself, emphasizing his iconic green and purple as if he's center stage in his own twisted control. The sculpted frames and subtle curves give these monitors a sense of depth and realism, blending old school tech with the chaotic genius vibe only Riddler could pull off. It's more than a base, it's a glimpse into the mind of Gotham's ultimate trickster. The portrait is where this iteration of the Riddler really comes alive. His expression is razor sharp, intelligent, smug, and just a little sinister. The sculpt captures a version of Edward Nygma that reflects a classic comic influence, leaning into his genius-level intellect rather than brute force. Notice the fine detailing around the glasses and eyes, which radiates that calculating energy. The paint application here is delicate, with neutral skin tones, subtle shading along the cheekbones, and a crisp finish on the lips. It all works together to embody a Riddler who believes he's always the smartest man in the room. As we move across the body sculpt, you can see the design perfectly captures the Riddler's mix of arrogance and precision. The sharp tailoring of his suit isn't just fabric sculpt, it's artistry. Every fold, crease, and seam has been carefully rendered to mimic real tattered cloth, yet it keeps that exaggerated comic book flair. The deep green tones are layered with subtle shading, giving the suit dimension, while the trademark question marks scattered across the fabric remind us of his obsessive compulsion to leave his mark on every riddle. The question mark cufflinks are just the icing on the cake for me. And here we have the Comic Statues Unleashed signature 360-degree vantage point and assembly video. Solving riddles isn't just a pastime for Edward Nygma. it's his entire identity. The Riddler premium format figure from Sideshow crystallizes that obsession. Standing nearly 20 inches tall, this statue doesn't just show us the Riddler at rest, it shows us the Riddler in control, daring Batman to beat him at his own game. Welcome to the mind trap, the puzzle, the question that only the world's greatest detective must answer. First appearing in Detective Comics 1948, the Riddler emerged as more than merely a gimmick villain. Over decades, he evolved into a character whose threat is measured not by muscle, but by intellect. Edward Nygma demands more than fear. He demands respect for the chaos of his mind. Here, at the center of the statue, Riddler stands perched upon a lacquered black barrel, his posture both taunting and measured. In his left hand is a paper riddle, an invitation. In the right, a detonator, a warning. Around him are blueprints stained under dim light, wires snaking like questions unanswered, and security footage from Wayne Tower glaring back at us, all telling us this is no petty caper. This is psychological warfare. His suit is classic emerald green, iconic question marks, and a bowler hat. But the colors are tempered, purplish grays, the worn textures, grounding the theatrical with the sinister. In the end, Riddler's greatest riddle may be this: can the mind of a detective, no matter how brilliant, ever truly anticipate someone who thrives on unpredictability? This premium format figure doesn't give the answer, it poses the question, and that's where the real power lies. And you may ask yourself, what happens when you pass a black light over this guy?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yet another hidden Easter egg presents itself. Again, only Batman could solve these problems.
I have no idea. Man, I'm just shooting in the dark.
Listen.
Edward E. Nygma, better known as the Riddler, is one of Batman's oldest intellectual adversaries. He was created by Bill Finger and Dick Sprang in 1948. From early on, his modus operandi has been his obsession with riddles, puzzles, and mind games. He doesn't simply commit crimes for gain, so much as to test his intellect, to prove superiority, and to entice Batman into a cerebral duel. Over different eras, Golden Age, Silver, Bronze, Modern, his backstory has been expanded. Childhood fascination with puzzles, possible familial abuse, compulsion to leave clues, etc. But his cunning and intellect have always remained exemplary. In terms of his mental and cognitive state, his psychological profile has been described as grandiose ego and a compulsion to prove superiority, often via puzzles. Sometimes narcissistic, always cunning and manipulative, but not physically dominant. His greatest power is the mind game, the challenge. But now, what you've all come for, some hardcore B-roll. And here we have the fully assembled dimensions, and I can embark on the mystical process of positioning this grandiose piece in my setup.
What the hell is he doing?
He looks ridiculous. Just let him do it, kids.
And here we have him situated in his final resting place near some familiar associates. I hope that you've all been enjoying the last few videos, but judging from your comments though, I think I may be incorrect.
This is the most incompetent, worthless report I have ever read in my life! Get your act together or so help me God, you won't live to see retirement!
As this statue turns, we're greeted with a figure that embodies mystery and intellect in equal measure. This is the Riddler at his finest. Meticulous, theatrical, and utterly sure of his own brilliance. Every detail on this piece whispers of puzzles left unsolved and challenges yet to come, making it not just a statue, but a snapshot of Gotham's most cunning mastermind. And so the question remains, is it the sculpt, the paint, or the sheer presence that makes this Riddler so captivating? The answer, of course, is all of the above. Just like the character himself, this piece leaves you pondering, admiring, and maybe even a little obsessed. After all, every riddle deserves a second look. And with that, we wrap up another review of an incredible new statue. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this piece and if it'll be joining you in your collection. Until we meet again, keep your passion for collecting alive and your love for superheroes soaring.